Okay, guys, here at Laymen HQ, right, what we do is Sam always knows all the facts, okay? And Sam always speaks about himself in third person, okay? We're gonna play a game today.
Name that category.
At the moment, Firestorm Battlefield 5 only has about 700 people watching on Twitch. Now, to give you a comparison to that, Fortnite has 240,000, okay? The game today is Ralph's going to read out some games. I got to figure out if it has more or less watching than Firestorm.
Okay, don't look at the screen, alright?
Not going to look at the screen.
Okay, you have to guess.
Okay.
Does this have more than 700 people playing it? Okay,
Give
this
us
game.
Tell me.
The Show 19, MLB The Show.
I don't know what that is.
Baseball game.
Okay, I'm going to say less.
It has more. It has 760 viewers.
Oh my god.
Okay, let's say Borderlands 2.
I mean, I'm going to say more.
Less, actually. It has 5.
Oh, Ralph threw a curveball.
right.
That was a joke about baseball, everybody.
Okay.
Okay. On
Legend,
the fly improv.
Legend of Zelda: The Ocarina of Time.
I already know this one. This is the one I know, okay? This actually has more. This is a 20-year-old game, okay? It has more viewers than a 20-week-year-old game. Everybody, the point we're trying to make here is Battlefield 5 is in trouble, especially Firestorm's in trouble.
It's the war that no one turned up to.
It's the no man's land that no one's there.
There's no men in Battlefield. It's no man's land. No men
Only women.
in Battlefield 5. and Firestorm. Alright, so it's always pleasant taking a trip down memory lane to remember the marketing campaign for Battlefield 5.
Memory lane. God, that's terrible. But you know what? We're going to keep it in anyway, people. Memory lane. Let's talk about what Battlefield 5 has done with the marketing campaign leading up to this moment, okay? So firstly, if you don't like it, don't buy it. Perfect marketing campaign. That's exactly how you get people lining up for it.
You forgot the reveal trailer, which basically looked like a Fortnite trailer.
Yes,
yes.
Plenty of whammon.
Oh my god! Fortnite!
and the cricket bat.
Cricket bats, fake arms and shit. It was
right.
just, it was all very colourful, okay? It was very interesting.
Authentic experience.
Ah, definitely. All World War II people had that, okay?
There was people are uneducated if they don't like what was going on with Battlefield. There was obviously actually after the launch they had that celebration Christmas party.
Yes.
And they were basically putting up all the quotes on the walls, celebrating
what was it? Battlefield
everyone's
Vagina, Battlefields. I was heaps of just really negative shit to be had at Christmas. I mean, who wants to be on a dance floor and be like, woo, look at that shit. Yeah, they're paying us. Like, no, it just does not work, but they did it anyway.
So it was a very antagonistic relationship with Battlefield. That was just the marketing side of things, okay? There was also the game itself, which when it launched was in a terrible technical state with just really bad hit registration and netcode and crashes and bugs and all sorts of issues, right? The worst quality launch since Battlefield 4, which is when EA were like, we swear we'll never do this again, guys. You can trust us. We're like, hey, good one, EA.
There's a snake in my boot.
Andy.
So that was the game itself. And then even beyond that, there was just the content of the game, which was just super anemic. Like, I think they had 9 maps in total. And then they said, oh, don't worry, the rest of them, it's coming later. It's a live service game.
Basic campaign too.
Yeah, the campaign was almost non-existent. But everyone was like, look, we don't want to have to wait like 2 years to get some maps. We'd like all the maps at launch. Thank you very much.
I think that I get what they were doing. They were doing like, you know, World War II was like 5 years long, whatever. You'll get all the maps in 5 years, everybody.
No,
Okay,
but,
you'll get the African maps later on.
That's
okay?
right. Yeah.
That's showing my history right there, people.
Well
I
done.
know history. I'm pretty sure Africa was later, right? I don't know.
Africa's a very big country.
No, I mean, I think it was later on in the war. Anyway, guys, back to the story. Battle Royale was announced at E3.
It was the most incredible announcement I've ever. It was so much hype in that announcement.
I got goosebumps, everybody.
too.
Look at this.
Let's revisit it.
Nobody likes a bigot unless he's crying.
Not that. We keep throwing that in. Okay, we're not going to throw that in again. I promise.
This is the
This is what actually happened.
After launch, you'll get something I know a lot of you have been asking for.
It's Royale.
So they said, Royale is coming. Great.
With
didn't really
cheese.
provide any details on that. And that was, E3 last year. And now in March, the game, basically 6 weeks ago or whatever, it came out. It's very basic.
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah.
Battle Royale,
And it's never been done before. Let's be honest. Battle Royale never been done. Okay, and they were trying something new too. Duo queues, right? They put that in too, and everybody went so well. They're like, you know what? Let's take this shit out. Okay, duo queues. Too many people are playing it. In reality, people, no one's playing this goddamn game. They've got 700 people on Twitch, and they've recently had to come out and say, you know what, guys, we're taking duo queues out because there's just not enough people queuing up for this game.
What do you think happens when we die, Keanu Reeves?
I know that if you go to hell, you'll have to play Battlefield 5.
So the way this works, obviously, is that there's solo, duo, and squads. Duo is a feature that was added just after launch because everyone was like, please add this. This is how most people play. They usually have one friend they play with, so that's what they want.
Yeah.
They added it. But, when you do that, you divide the population between those queuing for solo, those queuing for duo, and those queuing for squads. And it means that you need to have more people playing. Otherwise, people end up just waiting in queues for half an hour.
Sure.
So,
Which people are literally doing right now.
Exactly right. So
I mean, in Australia, like you were saying that sometimes you cannot get a game in
Correct.
in
You
Battlefield
can't
5.
play Firestorm off-peak in Australia. You just sit there in a queue and no games appear. In peak times, you can get games, but very often you'll get matched with, Germany. You know what I mean? And the ping's,
Good.
300.
Finally, we can go back to war with them.
So, that population there has collapsed immediately overnight because the fact is that they released a game in what I believe is just the worst possible way you could release a battle royale
game in general. I mean, every single aspect is terrible. Marketing, bugginess, content.
No, I'm talking more specifically about the fact that if you're going to release a battle royale game, it has to be free to play. And it would have made a lot of sense for them to say, look, we've got Battlefield 5. We're also going to add a new free-to-play game mode that anyone can play. And, anyone can play Battlefield Firestorm, right? That would have reinvigorated the entire Battlefield franchise because you would have had so many new people come to that and say, wow, this is amazing. Would love this.
Sure.
Check this out. Then they buy the main game and they become Battlefield fans for life.
Yeah, I think that. Yeah, no, I agree with you. I think that if we look at Dota or League of Legends, MOBAs, and the entry ticket is you got to make this free.
Correct.
I think that that's the only way to do it. And I think that Blackout probably had the same issue. They thought,
Very
hey,
much.
we can just give this, as a complete product with all this content attached or whatever. That's not how people think. If they just want to play Battlefield, if they just want to play Battle Royale, that's all they want to play, and everything else is free. You've got to match that, and they didn't do it.
Yeah, and it's so weird because EA just released Apex Legends
Very strange.
6 weeks before then, and it completely took over the internet, took over gaming.
Yeah.
Everyone fucking loved it. Rave reviews all around. Its Twitch viewership has dropped a lot since then. Don't get me wrong; it's not as strong as it was.
It's about 40,000 today, as we look at it.
40,000 now compared to 700 for Firestorm. I mean, could there be a clearer, more stark case study of how to completely fuck up a Battle Royale release than this? EA literally created a template for how to release a successful Battle Royale product, and then the very next month completely ignored that template, and now where is Firestorm?
That's actually very true. Not only is it, in the same window of release or whatever, it's the same company, two different products, two different price points, two different strategies entirely, but pretty much the same product.
Yeah.
Very strange. I don't think we've ever seen that before. Literally, if we ever seen the same company release the same product pretty much a month apart, and one's $80, one's $0. It's crazy.
Apple, we've had tremendous success with our iPad product. Now we're going to be releasing books. We think books are the future, come on, dude. It's super dumb. And as I said, it's a shame because I've always enjoyed the Battlefield franchise. I'm not a big Battlefield fan, but I've always liked playing it. I played, most
I think
of them
it was a
since
fine
Battlefield
game,
3. Yeah, and I mean, Battlefield 4 I put a lot of time into, even despite its issues. I think it's a great franchise, and I want to see it successful, and I think this would have been a huge opportunity to make it so, but it's been squandered. I think as well, it's similar to when The Division released they had a survival battle royale game mode, which was a brilliant game mode, but because it was a premium product and it wasn't free to play, no one really picked it up. No one talked about it. And it could have been the kind of thing that would have really elevated the division and made it much more popular, but they wasted that opportunity as well.
Yeah, I think that really Battle Royales are a perfect marketing tool. That's what that's what it can be. It can be a gateway drug, everybody. That's what it can be. Okay?
Gateway drug.
It can be the actual thing that gets you into the game itself, I think that, any game that wants to get into the Battle Royale space and they have a game attached to it, if I was a developer, if I was a publisher, I'd be like, wow, this is a great opportunity to just sell more units. That's what it is, but they're not doing that. But I think also the big thing is EA really going to learn from this? Are they going to look at this and go, if we are going to release products in the future like this and do marketing campaigns like they did with the whole uneducated thing, are they going to learn from this? Are we going to see things in the future and go, very different now to the whole Battlefield 5 experience?
Yeah, and it does make me wonder whether or not we're going to see everything that was promised for Battlefield 5. There are certainly a lot of rumors that, EA are unsatisfied with it, that they're scaling down the budget for the rest of the DLC that's promised in the future.
Like Anthem, like every game they're doing at the moment, they're just scaling that shit down.
Well, the problem with live services is you make all these promises on the idea that it will be successful.
Sure.
Okay? And then when it's not successful, you as a business need to deprioritize it. You need to be like, okay, well that didn't happen. Let's be realistic,
Yeah.
So, I get why EA would scale down their investment in this if it's not met their expectations and it's not getting the viewership it needs, the concurrent player count it needs. It makes sense. But it's also shitty because it's like they've promised this to people have paid for it, and they didn't end up getting it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think it's a tricky thing, like, in terms of you do want to promise the world, but at the same time, if your business is going to be like, bleeding money, you have to make a call. You do have to make a call. But again, I don't know if they're going to really make... I wonder if what we're going to see with Battlefield 6, okay? Is it going to be just like, double wooden hands, double cricket bats, everybody? World War 3, okay?
Like that Mordhai game that came out. It's like that melee combat. Like, yeah, that'd be awesome.
I think it's going to be sick. I would play that, okay? So, guys, we'll have to... I don't know what's going to happen with this game, but it's going to continue to be a meme. I want to check in 2 months what the actual player count is. We will have to do another video in 2 months showing the current state of Firestorm. It's going to be one player. You know what? We're going to log on to be that one player, and then we'll make a video about it. See you guys.
Bye.